Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here. Once again, I am here to bring you another standard video. I know I have been avoiding League a little bit, but I do not have a character that is very competent currently in my solo League play. It does work and does perform relatively decently, but it's not like, it's not the best right now. So today I'm going to bring you a little bit of an update on my hateforge build, just to kind of show you guys exactly where it's at, and to show you, what to look for in building yours in standard, if that's what you're interested in, and how you can go about making use of current and or old and or whatever you want to call it, flasks, depending on what you're doing there. I will say that this is legacy, so do not expect this build to be a very just insane, over the top. Oh, hey, this build is crazy. Do this build because of this. No, it's still pretty cookie cutter at its current state, and there's not a lot of real changes that have happened since the last time you guys have seen it. There is a couple, but I will go over them right now. So first things first, we are going to go and go ahead and look at our gear. Our gear hasn't changed at all. We are still using our boots, our hate forges. The hate forges are divine to 17% because of our mana multipliers. We're still using the warped timepiece, one rot but promise, a synth ring that just has flat fire, flat fizz, and then a little bit of life, attack speed, so on and so forth, with synthesized global fizz and movement speed. Our claw is a full lightning claw with damage, pins, lightning, and then additional pin. Then we have double damage, T2 crit multi, and then attack speed of the suffix. And then lastly, our helm is just a helm with cold res, because I believe we just needed to get to that cold res. We are using Wise Oak. And because we're using the Wise Oak, we are using the whole elemental equilibrium, or whatever you want to call it, where they're all the same. And because we do that, we actually get 10% reduction from all sources and 15% in pin for all sources, which is insanely strong. Now, for our gem links, we are using Lightning Strike, increased damage, elemental damage with attacks, Nightblade, and increased crit strikes. So we have the full crit setup with Nightblade, and we have our our searching eye with fire damage to attacks, damage penetrates, ally res, and max life. We have a corrupted chains with max life, just whatever. And then our links, otherwise we just have a Herald of Thunder, a Wrath, a elemental weakness, Hex Touch with nothing linked to it currently. I don't really have Awakened Hex Touch isn't even worth it anymore because they removed the additional curse, so it's just kind of meh. I don't really apply my curse really. And then we have here temporal chains inside our rot blood. As per usual to do the chain. So as for the combo and how it works, first and foremost we'll go over the flasks. We have legacy flasks here, 333 divined, our crits barely divined to 62 out of 80 for the legacy ones. And then we have our legacy version of the Soul Catcher. If you can't tell there, the original one of the Soul Catcher, all the numbers have been decreased, all of them. So our 119 out of 80, our 105 out of 80, and our 40 out of 10. We also have 50% increase effect with no charges gained. Now, this is really strong for this because normally what it is it lasts for a really long time. And if I pop it, see how long that lasts? That's going to be a really long time, and that means I get to go around and drop my attack. So I just go around, drop my attack over and over, run, drop my attack, drop my attack, drop my attack, drop my attack. Then when it stops, I just let my attack do its thing, kill the enemies, recharge my flasks. And if you can't tell, I'm actually not gaining necessarily charges while it's down, but I gain charges as soon as, just standing here because I am a Pathfinder. So because I was able to put this 50% increase effect, I actually was able to take off a few nodes down here, which was Flask Effect nodes here, and I think a couple other Flask Effect nodes, were they here or something like that? I haven't taken this off yet. I don't think I can, right? Oh, I don't have the points to anyway. But I took them off, and I actually put skill points into other things on my tree, and I also took this, which was more lightning pin with ES Leech, which ES Leech is kind of whatever for this build, so yeah. We are basically the dodge setup, and we are relying a lot on our claw nodes here for attack speed, and just kind of taking whatever we can, and taking whatever kind of benefits we can with our setup. And then our second cluster is a Voices 7 with Flask Effect, and I believe, let me see, this is increased life recovery, let's see, Distilled Perfection, Peak Vigor, this is just a little bit of Flask Effect duration. Spike Concoction, I thought this was nerfed, but I don't think it is. It looks like it's nerfed a little bit. I'm not too sure. I don't know exactly what they did to this, but then we have a bunch of eye jewels, and then we have a corrupted blood fragile bloom, so we have more mana or life regen. And then our last eye jewel is over here. Nope, that's another one. Or over here, which is the eye jewel that makes our projectiles bounce off of walls at 20% of the value. So, and then we have obviously our chain breaker, so we regen rage as mana. And then we just take all the res nodes here to get even more reses. We have these for increased skill effect duration. And we take most of the life wheel aside from these three, which we can probably do eventually if we really decide to min-max the tree setup. We have this for phasing on kill and for just dodge and just more evasion, stuff like that. Currently, my character is sitting at 15% chance to evade attacks, 40-30 dodge. If I pop my flask, I go up to 56-41 dodge. If I pop all of my flasks, we go up to 21% chance to evade attacks, 56-41, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, they did drastically nerf the way a lot of these flasks are working now. Now, I actually can drop this flask for a different flask, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. But it's just kind of whenever I get a chance to, I will. I don't really need two versions of the dodge and phasing class, or dodge and phasing class. So what I'll probably do is drop it like right now, and get that over with. Let's see if I can't find a evasion flask. Flask. Looks like my friend has decided to join me in standard for a few. That's pretty cool. Let's go all the way to the end. Pretty sure I have an evasion. EVA. Yeah, I do. Evasion flask. So, they nerfed the evasion flasks horribly. Unfortunately, that's just, what we have to deal with now. And if you can't tell, it went from all the way to 100% down to what it is now, which is just disgusting. But it is what it is. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see about... Alright, I have one instilling orb. One instilling orb. Go! When I use a guard skill. I don't use any guard skills. Unfortunate. Well, that's fine. We can just pop it manually. Let's see. What maps do we have? Do we have... Yep, we do. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show you exactly what this looks like in practice. Now, our tooltip isn't all the best. If I go over here, our tooltip is only about 13k. However, that's 13k with 100% chance to hit, 100% chance to hit evasive. We have 50% crit chance, 426 multi, and we haven't even popped our flask yet, which is insane crit chance. And this is also not including everything else we have in our kit. Also not including a Bottled Faith if we decide to put Bottled Faith in our kit. I will probably end up using Bottled Faith in the final variant of this once I get everything kind of settled and figured out. I will eventually craft this helm to perfection, at least for my standards, and make it as cool as possible. Probably double influenced with a couple of cool effects, etc., etc. And we'll figure that out when we figure that out. Obviously, we need a better ring, because our ring is just kind of duty. But let's go ahead and go into this tower map here. And then I will give you guys a kind of look at what you're going to look at whenever you're dealing with hateforges. Now, again, if you're doing this, you're probably going to have to use the instilling orbs, take all those extra nodes to get it to work the way it works now. I am using legacy flasks, and I am using instilling orb on the legacy flask to give it 50% increased effect on top of that. So it is insanely imperative that if you're doing this, you make the point to kind of get that skill effect or that soul gain recovery as best as you can. Looks like we actually got lucky and have a ritual in here. Let me try and run around real quick, and then let's just go ahead and kill everything. Alright, looks like my flask ran out while I was trying to wait for my stuff. Alright, let's see here. We have, let's see, map fragments, sacrifice divination cards. Let's go ahead and smash the ground a bit and walk away. And that is that. Nothing cool, alright. Let's see here. We have implicit modifier to jewels and sacrifice types of currency. That's not too bad. So let's pop everything, hit the ground a bit, and walk away. And just like that, it's cleared. So what do we have? Nothing really great. Cool. Alright. So let's go ahead and run to our next area. Now, if you can't tell, we're not using Trinity, and the big reason we're not using Trinity is because we are not relying on the penetration or the anything like that from Trinity anymore. It's been nerfed heavily. It is still one of the best gems, as many people will point out to you, but if you can supplement it with a gem that just does more for you overall, in my case, this was Nightblade support, I would highly recommend it. And it's definitely worth it because Trinity requires you to have all of your elements relatively balanced. This does not. This you can just kind of run around and kill things and have fun. Let's go ahead and pop this. This is kind of a problem actually. Let's see if I can't just maneuver around for a second. Go ahead and hit the ground. Ah, there we go. 12, 9. From the looks of it, I am losing rage by being hit. That's the beauty of doing this setup, is you can actually drop your Val lightning strikes, and then while your flask is not able to do its thing, you just kind of maneuver around a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, from the looks of it, all of our stuff is costing rage, including our cast on damage taken setup. So what'll have to happen is a big future update of this build will be me taking off all of my cast on damage taken. So let's go ahead and just turn that off right now. Let's go take off cast on damage taken, and then we can go... I don't know what this is. This steel skin? This is Wave of Conviction. So let's go steel skin, and let's just run around and see if we can't do this our way. There we go. That's what I'm used to. So yeah, because they basically made it so, you know, all the cast win stuff costs mana. That means it costs rage. So just be careful when you're doing that. Let's be careful. Oh. Let's, there we go. Let's kind of, run around for a second. From the looks of it, I am getting hit by something. Or not getting hit, but, alright. So, this is my first test of doing this build since the whole merge and everything like that, so you guys are seeing this for the first time if you can't tell. I will also say that the current enchantment on my flask is quite unfortunate, to say the least. Because it doesn't gain charges, I thought, you know, maybe using the skill effect might be good, but, you know, well, it's unfortunate that it's not really. Doesn't really do a lot for me. Alright, let's see. There we go. Let's go ahead and kill everything over here real quick like. Two, 3, 24. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and just get some killing going. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't know where that last enemy is. Oh, well, I died. Found him and I died. Well, I don't really have to go and finish off the rest of it at this moment, but that's just pretty much where my Val Lightning Strike Hateforge build is. As you can tell, I'm still steamrolling everything in standard. It's literally just all dying instantly, so that's always fun. There are a couple of things that's to be desired, and I will get to those when I get to those. As of now, I don't really have a choice in kind of waiting it out and seeing where things go. Let's go ahead and just deposit all these real quick. But yep, I will definitely update you guys as I continue this build. I haven't really messed with it too much. I still am missing a link here, a link here. Now I'm missing a link there, and 2 links there. And we're already able to steamroll everything. We have plenty of exalts and chaos to sit here and roll whatever we need to roll once we get to that. As of now, we do not need to, thankfully. And we will just be like, you know, whenever we get to it, we get to it. So without further ado, this has been Chaos-Reighn. I do appreciate you guys joining me here today again, and as always, everybody take it easy and have a good one.